All right. Good morning, Keller Williams, Greater Metropolitan, and welcome to our weekly sales meeting. You're going to hear about this one a couple times today, but do not miss out on the opportunity to be a part of our gratitude gatherings. These are taking place on Wednesday, tomorrow, Wednesday, November 17th, from 5 to 7. In the Rocky River office, and then on Thursday, gotta start over. 5 to 7 in the Pike office tomorrow, 5 to 7 in Rocky River on Thursday. Excited for all of you to get together, be grateful for one another, be grateful for the community and culture that we have as a company, have a couple pieces of pie, have a couple glasses of wine, and just generally enjoy yourselves. So let's dive in for our team meeting today. And I want to start with a little conversation about the vision of the company. As we start each week with the mission, the vision, the values, our belief system, perhaps our perspective. This week, I want to talk about the vision, and that is to be the real estate company of choice for agents and their customers. And we also add on here at Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan, the number one place to build your business. And it's important to remember that that business exists to fund your perfect life. We had talked a lot last Monday during our business planning clinic about our big why and what we want our life by design to look like. We're going to hit on those a couple times throughout our conversation today. We're going to hear from some people who are building a life by design and hear about this little program called Bold that helps you do it. So our goal is to day in, day out, week after week, serve you as the agents so you can serve your clients. And if we're doing that in a big way, we're going to be the number one place to do business. All right, guys, as we do every week as well, let's paint the town red. Hop into the chat box and let us know what listings you have coming. As you can see down the left side of your screen, November is off to a fantastic start through the first 14 days of the month. That is not a typo. Our office, you all are up 21% in listings year over year. Now, listen, I know there's still a lot of time left on the clock. Who knows? Maybe listings happened later in the month last year. But that's fantastic because what's happening in the market is listings are about flat. And we know that when you list, you last. And when you list, you take market share. So huge opportunities and huge accomplishments for our agents, all of you who are out there taking territory. So congratulations on that. Get in the chat box and let us know what listings you have coming, what listings you have that have taken price reductions, or anything else that we need to know about your listing inventory. And so let's then dive right into some happies. Congratulations to all of our top listers for the month of October. Special shout out to Maggie, Mash, Mike, and Rebecca. All took 4 listings in the month of October. That is 1 a week, and that is a big, big deal. Moving on to our top teams, I want to give a shout out to the team who had their team meeting in our 3rd floor of the Pike office yesterday. That's Sharp Homes with one of our top listing teams for the month of October. So congratulations to Portia and Courtney as they are rocking and rolling there with Sharp Homes. And then our top listing groups, shout out to Safe Harbor and the Zimmer Real Estate Group with 7 listings each in the month of October. And then the balance of the group with 5. So lots of listings being taken, which means that there typically are a lot of closings that follow. So again, shout out to Mike Arko with 7 closings in the month. We're going to hear from Mike a little bit later this morning as he's going to talk to us about his experience with Bold. And if you don't know Mike Arko, He is one of the fastest growing agents in our office, just about 3 years in the business. And then congratulations to Jade and Rebecca, both with 6 closings in the month of October. For our top closing teams, it's tough to beat the Distinct Home Group, small and mighty. Ina and Cassie knocking through 10 closings in the month of October, a monster month for DHG. And then finally bringing it home, our top closing groups. Big shout out to the Lisa Cisco team and the Golden Group with 15 closings. That's one every other day for those of you doing the math at home. And then the List Sell Buy Group with 14 for the month. So awesome performance all the way around as a company. And for our top agents and our top teams and our top groups, congratulations on an epic performance. All right, guys, you heard me talk about it just a minute ago, and I want to reiterate it. Our gratitude gatherings are taking place this week, tomorrow in Pepper Pike from 5 to 7, Thursday in Rocky River from 5 to 7. They are going to be a blast. We are looking forward to having you all in the offices, enjoying each other's company, celebrating the last 10 and a half months that we have had here in 2021 of amazing work and production as a company, and also great opportunity for us to tell each other how much we appreciate each other, how grateful we are for one another, and of course to have some fun. Let's do that. That'll be awesome. So we'll see you there, and when you're there, you should be able to pick up a copy of your KW Cares cookbook. Looks like those will be arriving just in the nick of time. We are excited this project comes together, raises money for a fantastic cause, and also puts something in the hands of your clients, your friends, your family that'll help them remember you when it comes time to buy, sell, or invest in real estate. Speaking of buying, selling, or investing in things, this Friday, we have our monthly Money Matters Mastermind, and we're going to have a seasonally appropriate conversation this week. So at 11 a.m. on Friday via Zoom, you can join me and Julia Cumming as we will review the finances of the company. We're an open book company, and it's part of what we do every single month is share out the performance of the company and take questions about our organization from our agents. And then we're going to dive into what it looks like for the next 90 days. There is a ton going on. There's a ton going on for our market centers, a ton going on with your family and friends. There's a ton going on in your life. And unfortunately, like when things happen, they usually cost money. And so it's really important that we identify what we can do over the course of the next 90 days, right? That's the remaining 45 days in 2021. Yeah, I'm going to let that one sink in. There are 45 days left in 2021. And then get us through the first 45 days of 2022. As once we're into mid-February, we are just a hair's breadth away from spring market, which means that we are in prime money-making season. So what we do in the next 90 days with our budget, with our finances, to protect ourselves, protect our businesses, and put ourselves in a position to thrive next year is going to be really important. So we're going to drill down, we're going to make it small, we're going to make it bite-sized, we're going to make it very manageable, and give you some things to take away immediately related to your budget and your holiday finances. And then Saturday morning, 9 a.m. noon, for those of you who couldn't make it last Monday to our business planning clinic, our full day affair, or for those of you who just found it to be such a compelling conversation with really lights out facilitation, you can come do another tour. We are going to host a business planning clinic light on Saturday morning from 9 to noon. which will cover the 4 models of a millionaire real estate agent, which will cover the economics, the lead generation, the budgetary, and the organizational opportunities for you in your business in 2022. We're going to tie that into a big why and our purpose for being in having a career in real estate and what that means for ourselves, our families, and our futures. So do not miss that opportunity. For those of you who can't commit a full day, or you're watching this later on after you finish up for your full-time job to dual career agents, please take advantage of this opportunity. We want to get this resource, this training, to everybody in our market center so that everybody has that hypercritical item, which is a detailed business plan to approach the next year with. So I will see you there on Saturday morning at 9 a.m. And then we will round out our month here in November with a career night on Monday, the 22nd. So that is 6 days away. And if you know anybody who is interested in a career in real estate, who's considering changing careers, who is unhappy in their job, get them the information that they need to make a decision that may very well have changed the trajectory of your life in a very, very substantial way. And let's get them involved in a conversation about a career in real estate. As we work through the winter months, there will be opportunities for you to engage people that you never would have thought could be involved in real estate. So take advantage of that now. Please funnel any names of anyone that you have to myself or Danielle, as always, and we will make sure that they get set up on that career night, either in Rocky River or Pepper Pike or via Zoom, all 3 options available. Now, as we look into the month of December, we have some awesome stuff coming, including an opportunity for 6 hours of CE and a professional staging certification. Huge. If listings are a part of your plan for 2022, this is an invaluable investment in yourself and in your future. The conversations that you're able to have, the skill level that you will represent to your potential sellers with a certification such as this is critical to winning the listing. So take advantage of this opportunity that we are bringing to the table on December 2nd. That's Thursday, December 2nd. So wake up out of your turkey comas and come on down to Brecksville and join us for an awesome staging certification. And then as we clear through the first parts of December, we can let our hair down and don our disco attire and head to Goodnight John Boy for our holiday party. So you got an email about this last week with respect to tickets being available. So every agent in our office has 2 tickets available to them. That's for you and a guest. So, bring your partner, bring a friend, bring whoever you'd like, bring a co-broke, whoever you'd like to take advantage of what's going to be an incredibly fun night at a really stellar venue. It'll be our last hurrah for 2021. And so do not miss it. Do not miss the opportunity to celebrate and have a little revelry with your colleagues. All right. Now, I know, guys, I can't believe I'm doing it, but we're talking 2022 now. So in case you missed it, family reunion tickets are live. Family reunion tickets are live. If you are interested in attending family reunion, I would encourage you to go get your tickets right now. These are very likely to sell out. Prices will go up, and the opportunity to participate could be limited only to digital if you wait too long. For those of you who are sitting here wondering what is family reunion, it is the single largest real estate event in the world on an annual basis. It is Keller Williams International Convention, which will draw tens of thousands. I think the last one had north of 20 or 25,000 agents in attendance for training, education, celebration, and everything in between. There are several agents who we will hear from in the coming weeks as we get closer and closer to this, who attribute attending a family reunion to major breakthrough moments in their careers. And our organization, Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan, consistently sends 30 to 40 agents a year to family reunions. So if in the middle of February, you think that you're going to be fed up with the weather in Northeast Ohio, you can hop a quick flight down to Orlando, Florida, and partake in the best real estate training, education, and culture that exists, has ever existed, will ever exist, and then take advantage of some warmer weather and maybe go see, I think Disneyland's in Orlando or nearby, Epcot maybe, I don't even know, but somebody will tell me. It's somewhere in Florida, so you can bop around and go see the mouse. All right, so that is that for upcoming training and education. Now, I would love the opportunity to bring to the center of your screen Miss Chris Case. Chris, can we get you a spotlight there? And I'm going to stop the share so we can make you big for everybody. All right, great. So, Chris, thank you so much for agreeing to be our agent spotlight this morning. We are thrilled, just thrilled, because last week, I believe it was it last Friday, you capped,
Yep.
and that was the first time for you capping. So we thought, hey, what better way to celebrate an outstanding agent such as yourself than to bring you to center stage here on the team meeting and give you a little interview.
Okay, great. Thanks.
All right, awesome. Well, listen, let's start. Everybody's got a great story from how they got into real estate. There's no two paths are the same. So what led you to a career in real estate, and what led you to Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan specifically?
I had been working in event management in hospitality for many years, and I knew there was some higher management changes coming down, and I just had a feeling like it was time for a change. So I had a friend actually convince me to take the classes 2 days before they started, telling me that how good I work with people, that I would probably do well in real estate. So I went to Honduras College, and at one of the career nights, I met Danielle briefly. But she was the one that followed up the most with me compared to the other real estate companies that were there. And then I do have another friend that's a team leader at another Keller Williams brokerage. And she told me no matter where I joined, just how great Keller Williams is with all the coaching and training that they provide.
And do you feel like your friend sold you a bill of goods, or do you feel like you got that when you came here to our brokerage?
Yes, no, I'm very happy. And, and of course, you get the emails and text messages of people asking you to come on to their team and if you'd be interested. But I'm very happy where I'm at, and I wouldn't change.
Yeah, you'll never be more desired in your entire life than when you are just about to finish your real estate classes, because there's about 900 offices in Northeast Ohio who are reaching out, it feels like. So tell me, you've had a terrific year. What and hit that the first of many major milestones that I know you'll clear with the cap. But what do you attribute your success to? What are the things that you did? What are the maybe there was a training that you went to that just the light bulbs went off? What was it?
Well, because there's a lot of ups and downs that I wasn't really prepared for in the beginning, and where you do the self-doubt. And then, I got to a point that I realized that there's no room for failure, that this is it. I really enjoy it, of the taste I had of it. And I know there was no, borrowing money, or, the chances of winning the lottery were unlikely. So I just knew that I just had to listen, to what the coaches were telling me, keep consistent, find a niche. And the niche that I always enjoyed, making people laugh and being creative. So off the bat, I came up with having a mascot that looks like a house. So that's gone over really, really well. And it's in all my marketing. And every time I sell a house, the mascot does a dance, and I add music to it. And I have a lot of people approach me about that, like when I see them out on the street.
Yeah, it is wonderful. It's a ton of fun, guys. If you don't know what she's talking about, go friend Chris on Facebook, and then you'll know anytime she sells a house, because you'll see the happy house on your feed, which
Yeah.
is a ton of fun.
Mhm.
So yeah, so for those of you who are in coaching programs, or those of you who maybe have just graduated from one of our productivity coaching programs, I want to reiterate what Chris had to say, which was that unfortunately, your coaches are right, and you got to put in the work
Mhm.
and find your groove, be consistent, and then success will follow.
Mhm.
As you continue in your real estate career, you're becoming more established, you're building more confidence. What are you most excited about for the future of your business? What do you look forward to the most?
Just finally feeling like that I'm successful in this new career. Again, with the self-doubt, I've really over the last like 8 months or so, I've really changed my mindset as far as just always staying positive, even when I'm frustrated or I don't know how something's going to happen. I just tell myself it's going to work out. You just keep following the process. So, I do try to stay consistent with my advertising and following up with people. And I'm excited to see, I'm starting to see that the income, that I had hoped for,
Mhm.
and the referrals are coming in. And I'm just, I'll be happy to have a point where, I'm looking to buy a house in the spring, a new house in the spring. So that's really what my drive is right now, and just feeling a little bit more laid back to feel like I'm accomplishing, my goals.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a transition point in every agent's career where they feel more like a real estate agent than, in your case, maybe like an event planner, right? Like
Hmm.
you can do it, your clients know you can do it, and gosh, how good is a referral? Is it not
Right.
the
Oh
best in
yeah,
the
it's
world?
been great. Hmm.
All right, excellent. Well, listen, as we land the plane on celebrating you today, what advice would you give to a newer agent that might be where you were 10 or 12 or 15 months ago?
I would just say, talk to everybody that you meet, build that relationship, follow up with people. And I think I really try to come from a point of being very genuine. I think people know that I care about them, and it's more about them than like what commission I'm going to make off of this sale. And then I've noticed the more I don't focus on the money, but focus on the relationship, that things have really been paying off for me in that way.
That's huge. That's huge.
Hmm.
Whether they know it in their conscious or subconscious, people can always feel when you're trying to squeeze for the commission, right?
Right.
So come from contribution, trust the process, make the calls, have the conversations,
Hmm.
and success will flow. Well, Chris, listen,
Yeah.
you are just getting started. We are thrilled to be in business with you, and appreciate you joining us here this morning and sharing out.
Oh, I
Would you
appreciate it
be,
too.
oh, go ahead. Yeah. I was gonna say, would you be willing to drop your name and contact information into the chat for anybody who maybe hasn't had the pleasure of meeting you yet, that
Sure.
might want to reach out and ask for help or advice or encouragement? I know that you're good for all three. You've given me all
Hmm.
three at one time or another.
Yeah, absolutely.
Excellent. Excellent.
All right.
Well, thank you again, Chris. Love having you here, and we'll look forward to seeing what you accomplish next.
Great. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Absolutely. All right, let's get this screen shared again. All right, now we're going to throw it over to some of our partners. So let's hear from that dastardly duo of Sean and Don with Cross Country Mortgage.
Morning, everybody. Share a quick story for you. This actually happened 2 Sundays in a row, so I thought it'd be a good conversation for a Tuesday meeting. So 2 Sundays ago, I got a call before the Browns game, if I recall, from a listing agent, realtor that I've worked with and know pretty well. And she said, "Hey, Sean, it's me, blah, blah, blah. I'm sitting here with the sellers, and they just received an offer from your buyer," and shared the name and all of that. It was an FHA offer. It was slightly over the other offers. It was a multiple offer situation. And really, the agent just wanted to, the sellers to hear it from my mouth, kind of the strengths of the buyer, what level of detail and documentation we walk through with the buyer. and wanted just to kind of know what the risk is taking an FHA offer over the conventional offers that were also on the table. And I just kind of went into a little bit of detail. And I told them, obviously a lot of people are worried about extra costs to an FHA seller. That's not true. A lot of sellers are worried about FHA appraisal, and the FHA appraisal is a little bit more strict, but it's 1 in 10, 2 in 10 tops appraisals come back with repairs. So more often than not, considerably more often than not, there's no issues. And really, it was just able to offer some peace of mind. Didn't know it for about 5 or 6 hours, but did get the good word that the offer was accepted. The buyer did give me permission to communicate with the listing agent and, here the seller in this case. But, the two things to take away from that are, number one, we are available. We are, we want to be proactive. We want to help you and your buyer win the deal. And the other part of that is, don't be afraid of FHA, VA. I know Don's had the same conversation with VA sellers along the way, but just my little message for the week. And same thing happened this past Sunday, a little bit different, also FHA, but just wanted to get word on that. Don?
Yeah, I agree with everything Sean said. The only thing I can add to that is, even if the transaction's not our transaction, you as a real estate agent can still call us and ask us questions. I had a call yesterday regarding FHA repairs, potential repairs. It was on a removal contingency, and there was 3 repairs that were being cited. And the agent was concerned that they might have been deal killers. They were not deal killers. All I simply suggested to her was, do the repairs prior to the appraiser coming out. You'll save time and money for both your borrower and sellers, just from the standpoint that there's a reinspection fee if the appraiser has to go back out and inspect for repairs. And 2 of those 3 repairs could have been something the appraiser may or may not have called for. But get the work done prior to the appraiser coming out, and it saves everybody time, hassle, and trouble.
Excellent. Some great anecdotes there. And, I want to reiterate a point that was made during the business planning clinic last week, which Cross Country was a sponsor for. So thank you again for that, gentlemen. And that is that, if, you are an individual agent, you still have a team. Right. And Sean and Don are on your team as your lending experts. And, can't tell you what a big deal it is that the offer that Don just made around, even if it's not their deal, sometimes our clients want to work with whoever. Right. And it's still our job to serve our clients. And you still have these two in their entire team and their decades of experience at your fingertips. So take advantage of that. It's, if you've worked with some other lenders, it's not always the case. So thank you, gentlemen, for always availing yourselves to all of our agents and busting your humps to get the deals done. Greatly, greatly appreciated. All right, now we'll throw it over to Jade Tishka with Greater Metropolitan Title and Escrow.
Good morning, everyone. Real quick, I just wanted to touch on buyers and how, taking title as a buyer and kind of go over that. I know we've gotten a couple of questions about it in the recent couple of weeks, so I just thought I'd go over that today. When you have a cash deal, it is a little less complicated to add buyers on title. Pretty much whoever signs the contract is the one who's going to go on title. If you want to add or take anyone off, all we will need is an addendum to make that happen, and then we'll get our commitment change, docs, everything like that. When it gets a little more complicated is when there is a lender involved. Just so you know, the front of the mortgage does have to match the deed. So let's say only Jane Smith is on title, or is the only one who is on the mortgage, but she's married to John Smith. In order to have John Smith on title, we would have to get the okay from the lender. Doesn't necessarily mean that John Smith is going to be responsible for paying back the mortgage, but he would have to be approved to go on title as a non-borrowing spouse. So I just wanted to point that out there, that it is kind of, up to the lender if, if your spouse is not technically on the loan or if he can go on title. Sean, again, if you kind of want to explain that a little more, what that is, why that is, some say yes, some say no, just to give a little more clarification.
Yeah, this is one of those, and sometimes it varies by state. Obviously, for Ohio, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, FHA, we do allow the non-borrowing spouse, and in some cases they don't even have to be a spouse, and not the non-borrower to go on the title. So Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, FHA allow it, but some lenders have overlays. So basically their own rules sort of on top of or in addition to, so they could be more restrictive. Generally cross country, if you've got a spouse who's not on the loan, we absolutely allow them on title. That's the norm. If it's a non-spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, mom, dad, something like that, very common for us to allow that as well. FHA, it might be exception based, but very, very typical. But if you're, obviously if you're having that conversation with the buyer when they're making that offer, bring it up to the lender at that point.
Thank you, Sean. Any questions on that? All right, perfect. Thank you.
Excellent, excellent. And it's worth noting our other sponsor for the business planning clinic was GM Title. And if you've done a deal with Cross Country and GM Title, they go together like two peas in a pod. They promise you the smoothest deal and the best communication. They love working together, and we love having them as our partners. Real quick update from Greater Metropolitan Management. We continue to grow this organization, this part of our brokerage. This is our in-house property management company with nearly 1,000 doors under management at this point, and some of the, I would argue, the absolute best service that you can get from a property management standpoint. And with that growth comes opportunities. And so if you could all leaf back through your weekend update email that you received from Julia on Sunday, there are a couple of job openings in the Greater Metropolitan Management office. Those opportunities would be fantastic for someone you know. Who do you know who would be a great fit for our company, our culture, and is looking for another opportunity? So go back, check those out, and let us know if you know someone who we should be talking to fill those roles. And then we are going to bring it home from a partner standpoint with Miss Gina Legeza from America's Preferred Home Warranty. How are you, Gina?
I'm doing wonderful. Good morning, everybody. Just
Morning.
wanted to say how grateful I am for all of you and your business this year and embracing me as your area sales manager. Very, very grateful to be in business with all of you. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody in the next 2 evenings at our Gratitude Thanksgiving potluck. And I will say, to kind of piggyback off of Cross Country Mortgage and GM Title to bring it home, very important when you list with a home warranty that you know that when a buyer comes in and they want to do a home inspection, only when you list with the home warranty will your seller be able to open claims. This is a huge why for you and your sellers in your business. They're getting up to $1,000 in coverage, and they're getting legal coverage during the time of listing. Jade and I work seamlessly together. In many instances, we've seen a lot this year of deals that forgot to get closed or something happened. We didn't get the paperwork. If this happens to you and you find yourself like, oh no, we didn't get this in the system, please call me, Michael. I can always make sure that our client is taken care of. They get the real estate pricing. Jade and I work so well together. We make it happen for you and your clients. And finally, just want to let you know 2 things. For buyers, the home needs to be in good working order. You just want to make sure of that. And we cover items without a home inspection, and we do not, it doesn't matter how old they are, Michael. A lot of agents are asking me, if the furnace is 40 years old, will you cover that? Absolutely. Just needs to be in good working order. So that's my update for the week, and looking forward to seeing everybody the next 2 nights at both of our market centers. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Gina. All right, guys. Big deal here. Bold is back, and Bold is beautiful. We have Bold coming to Cleveland, Ohio, in Northeast Ohio, rather, for the first time in person in a long time, because of this pesky little thing called a pandemic. So we are thrilled to have it back starting Wednesday, January 19th. Go ahead and put a pin in your calendar right now. It is going to be most Wednesdays from the 19th of January until the 16th of March. So a little bit about Bold before we hear from some of our Bold graduates. Bold is one of the pinnacle training and coaching programs that Keller Williams has to offer, with emphasis on accountability, skill building, scripts, using the right words, a little dash of neuro-linguistic programming, as they call it, practice and training around negotiation, building systems, and ultimately growing your business. For those who have participated in Bold, and I'm looking at some head nods as I rattled off what goes into Bold, it marks a huge moment and huge opportunity in your business to be a part of a cohort and grow through mutual accountability and shared goals and consistent practice. So you're going to be hearing a lot more about Bold in the coming months as we lead up to this January 19th launch. It's going to be huge to have it back. We will be at Michael's Woodside Event Center in Broadview Heights, a nice central location for all of our agents throughout Northeast Ohio. So we're very excited about that experience. But why hear it from me when you can hear from a couple of guys who have spent some time in the Bold room, who can tell us a little bit about their experience. So I am going to go ahead and pin Jake Lozier. Whoops, no, not thank you yet. Jake Lozier and Mike Arko to the big board here. Maybe I need to spotlight you, Mike. I think. I'm gonna spotlight Jake. And then I'm going to spotlight. Okay, so you're both spotlit now. So we have Mike Arco and Jake Lozier to talk to us a little bit today about their experiences. You heard me singing Mike's praises earlier in the call. And then for those of you who don't know or haven't met, Jake Lozier is our operating principal, our fearless leader for the organization. And so want to kick it off with both of you guys and just ask that you tell us a little bit about yourself, tell us about your time in real estate, and then tell us how many times you've done Bold. So we'll start with you, Mike, as you're on the left side of my screen.
Cool. Yeah, so Mike Arco, I am 3 times Bold. I started real estate back, it's been almost 3 years now. So February 2019. My first time doing Bold was either that March or April. So I jumped right into it. But yeah, been in the business 3 years. Been able to grow year over year. It's a lot of fun.
Mike, real quick, as you mentioned you've done Bold 3 times, but as you look ahead to your third full year in the industry, you setting some pretty big goals for next year?
Yeah, big time.
Big time. Yeah, I know. We talked after the business planning clinic to firm some of those up. Is a training like Bold, is it in the equation for your success path?
Yeah, it has to be. There's so many different things you can get out of Bold, which is great. It's really like a one size fits all. Whatever you're looking to get out of it, you can get out of it. Starting out in my career, back in 2019, there was something specific I needed out of Bold, and I got that, and that's what led me to where I am. This time around, Bold is going to help me with growth. Instead of building a foundation, it's going to be helping me with growth. That's the great thing about it. Whatever it is that you're looking to get out of it, you can get out of it.
Love that. I love that. Well, let's throw it over to Jake Lozier. Jake, tell us a little bit about yourself, how long you've been in real estate, and how many times Bold?
Sure. So I've been in real estate 17 years, going on 17 years, and started my career very different person, much less polished than Mike. over there. You wouldn't believe it. And I've actually taken bold, I think 14 times. Once I got a taste of it, you know, I was back year over year over year, did it twice, a couple times. And it, you know, for me, the biggest thing, you know, like Chris was saying about, you know, getting over self-doubt and believing in yourself and positive mental attitude. That was just something that I was craving, you know. I mean, we all think we're good at some things and then we doubt ourselves on other things. And it's making the choice to push past that, that really amounts to, you know, monumental growth, in your personal life, in your business. I mean, anything you want to do, starts with that foundation. And that's, I think if you haven't taken bold, it's the number one thing you should be doing. If you've only taken it once or twice, you should take it and take it and take it and take it, until you get to a place you want to be.
Yeah, I think pretty amazing, you know, to have even both you guys on the screen, but to see, you know, somebody with the level of experience that you have, Jake, that is still investing in that opportunity at this point in your career, you know, as a leader of our company, as the leader of a team, and then, you know, just to know that that's impactful to you at your stage. And then also, Mike, as you are hitting that hockey stick moment with growth inside of your business, that it's both there to someone who isn't familiar with bold, right? And you know, it's that is feeling like we're just saying this word a lot, but not really defining it. How do you describe the experience? What's the impact that it has on your business?
Mike, you want to go?
Yeah. So for someone who hasn't experienced, not only has it changed my business, and I remember being on this team meeting right before I did bold the first time, right when I started, wondering if I should do it or not. And I heard so many a few different agents say, "Oh, it changed my life," and I'm thinking, well, that's just a cliche. But I think after step one, where I was in that point in my life, debating a big time career change, I walked out of that event center a completely different person. It just, from a mindset perspective, it put me in such a better place. It helped me believe that if I want to accomplish my goals, leave my job that I wasn't happy at, you know, live the life that I want to live, it's all right there in front of me and it's all possible. Now, it wasn't an empty promise. They taught me right away, you got to work for it. It's going to be tough. It's going to be a grind, but it's there and it's your choice if you want to get it or not. There was one exercise, I think, that they talked about door knocking, and it was, I don't like door knocking. I really don't do any door knocking, but the example that he made was really eye-opening. He said, it was Scott Toombs. He said, if there was $100 bill on every single door that you went and knocked on, would you do it? And it's a good metaphor because I, you know, thought of that just in a sense of making phone calls. And that's how I've grown my business, has been by prospecting and making these, you know, cold calls and database calls and all that. But it's like, if you knew that each call you made, you were going to make $50, would you do that? Absolutely. It's all about mindset. You know, just starting off, it's all about mindset. And it really, if you have a life that you want, that you envision, it helps you realize it is out there for you. You have to go get it. You have to work for it. So
that is powerful, Jake. You probably should have gone first.
That's okay. Yeah, the only thing I would add to that, I mean, everything Mike said is accurate. I think what really separates bold from a lot of the amazing trainings that we have here is that you know, the trainings are, you know, followed by action steps and followed by accountability. So I think a lot of times, you know, everybody knows this, we go into this training and we take all these great notes and it's so fantastic, and then we go home and we get, calls and this deal's falling apart and we forget about, following up on the action items and doing the stuff. Whereas bold, that accountability, you're forced to do it. And, that's a little intimidating, and it's necessary to get you to a different place. They say, do what you've always done and get what you've always gotten. So, you go in, the stage is set, you get amazing content, and then they tell you what to do, you do it, and then you get the results, and then you're celebrated, and then you build on that and build on that, and you turn around at the end of the program and, you're killing it. So, it's just the full package, and yeah. Amazing.
Yeah, I think, we were really specific about the timing for this program as well. When you think about everything that will go into the Bold experience, which is making a number of contacts each week, polishing up a listing presentation, buyer intake, every single piece of your business is going to get leveled up throughout the Bold experience. And all of the work that you do throughout Bold will crash like a tidal wave into spring market, where we can take a ton of territory, right? A Bold as a lead in to our biggest time of year as realtors can be incredibly impactful. Thinking about the impact, a two-part question for each of you. Biggest change or impact that you saw on your business, right? Like, oh, I got confident around listings or whatever. And then biggest change or impact that you saw in yourself, personally.
Sure, I'll go first this time. The biggest thing for me, and many of you might be experiencing this too, you get to a place in your business and it feels like, you're banging your head up against the wall. Like you have some success, and then, you take one step forward and then two steps back, and you just don't, you feel like you're working hard and you feel like you're doing what you should be doing. And, those results just aren't coming at a level that you need them to feel free and successful and, empowered. And after I went to Bold, and I really, I'll talk mindset all day long, because I really embraced it. And I wrote down my goals and I said my affirmations. And, after 2 or 3 Bolds, I turned around and, like, the goals that I had written down that I thought were so crazy and so far off, I was achieving those goals. So if you believe in it and you do the work, it'll happen automatically. So, that was it. Probably the single biggest reason for me for having a breakthrough. And then personally, you can use these tools for anything in your life. I remember I was flying home from family reunion, actually. And me and my wife were having some rocky times, and I wrote out like a business plan for our relationship because I was, so focused on goals and like watching like the success of these goals being realized. And of course I came home and she like wouldn't even look at it, but just believing that you can take those lessons and tools and, set goals for, relationships, finance, anything you want. And it works. So.
I love that. Mike?
So what has it done for me business wise and then personally? Is that the question?
That's the question, my friend.
Yeah. So, it kickstarted my entire business. I think I had 4 deals within 3 months of getting started, and I give a lot of credit to Bold, from that. It's always a good, I think, Jake's done it a way more than I have. He's been licensed a lot longer than I have, but like, if you continue, you got to keep doing it, because you're always going to get something more out of it. Each time you do it. And I could talk about Bold for hours, but yeah. And it, it always reminds me of what it is that I should be doing if I'm not doing what I should be doing. I go back to Bold laws even if I'm not doing bold, like almost weekly, and like think about different bold laws. And that kind of like transitions into like what it's done for me personally. I give bold laws to my family members. I give them to my friends if they're having a bad day or a bad week. You know, I think it was last year, my aunt, she got COVID and she was really sick, and, you know, she wasn't in the hospital. She was really, really nervous though, and was just terrified that something bad was going to happen to her. And I shared there's the purple PDF out there that has all the bold laws on it. And I shared that with her. I said, just read through some of them. I said, I'm not, you know, a lot of them, some of them have to do with real estate, but a lot of them have to do with life. And just think about one or two each day, and give yourself something positive to think about. And I mean, it's a lot of it. It's just about having a positive mindset, and what that's done for me has just transformed my entire life. I've grown into a better husband, a great father, because of the discipline that you get in this class and what you take away from it, not necessarily what you're getting while you're there, but what you take out of it. I haven't done bold in 2 years now. And I still look at the bold laws probably every single week. And it helps me get through, you know, tough times or a bad deal or an argument with my wife or a friend or my family or whatever. It's a life-changing experience, as cliche as it sounds. It's the truth. I'm not the person that will stand in front of a lot of people and say, you know, things like that, but it really is. I mean, it's done so much for me, and my wife will even attest to that. So
we should have got her on here this morning.
Right.
I would love to hear her point of view.
She's cheap, and she even asked me the other day, when's the next bold? Like, I think it's time for you to go to bold. I said, no, it's actually coming up soon. So
yeah, you know, I think you have a great story, because you actually took bold, enjoyed it so much, you took it in Columbus almost immediately after. So you drove 2 hours each way, 1 day a week for 2 months to participate in something that you had participated in no less than a year ago.
Correct. Yeah, I did that. Well,
So
I
guys,
just
everybody take that into account. Think about how busy you are as a real estate agent, how much you run around, how hard it would be to find the time, not only the time, but then an extra 4 hours on those days to go get this goodness. I mean, that is a huge testament to how impactful this program can be.
And I will say, I'm not trying to downplay that at all, but that's right when I started full time, wasn't as busy as I was now. But I just started full time. So I said, I need something that's going to, you know, I saw what it did for me, you know, 4 or 5 months ago. I need that same boost of energy again. So I went down to Columbus every week, and it sure gave me that.
That's huge. That's huge. Well, guys, I just dropped the bold laws into the chat. So for anybody who's wondering what either of these guys referenced when they said bold laws, there they have it. And so I want you to bring us home, and we'll close out the meeting with what is your favorite bold law? What's your go-to? What's your jam on the bold law front?
All of them.
No, I'm gonna need one from each of you.
Which focus on expands.
Yeah.
And that can be good or bad. You know, it doesn't really matter. If you're focusing on failures, if you're focusing on what you think you can't do, you're going to keep not achieving what you want. If you focus on, you know, what's possible and get clarity on it, there's another one, clarity is power. But it makes all the difference. And you're not even, you know, mindful of it until you are. And then you can be purposeful about making sure it's positive.
Mm-hmm. I love that. Mike?
I like that one too. My second would probably be don't compare your insides to other people's outsides. That's really important, especially to someone just starting off. This is a very tough business. Don't compare yourselves to the top agents in the office that you see selling 10, 15 houses a month. Success is it's simple, not easy. There's another one. But you know, it's a tough business that we're in, but if you do what you're supposed to do, you will get there, and it does take time. So be patient and don't compare your insides to other people's outsides, because a lot of times what people are painting, the picture that they're painting isn't the truth. What they're putting out there on you know, the social medias of the world, it's all fluff. So you know, just what you focus on expands. Just you know, trust the process, work hard. The rest of it will figure itself out. If you work hard and be a good person, the rest of it will figure itself out. So,
well, I love that. Thank you both for sharing with us this morning. Team, we're going to be hearing from some more folks who are Bold graduates. We're going to get our Bold coach, Tammy J, on the line in the coming weeks. And we're going to make sure that anybody and everybody who's interested in this opportunity gets a chance to take advantage of it. Guys, if you are interested in this opportunity, you are interested in participating in Bold in January, you know, signups will be released real soon, within the next 30 days. But if you are interested, you know, get to the front of the Find Out First list, drop me a note, let me know. We'll get you some more details. But know that this is a program that creates a major inflection point in a lot of people's careers, whether you want to accelerate as a new agent, whether you want to accelerate as somebody who feels like they've plateaued, or if you're in a position where you're now going to accelerate by growing your team and a business. All of those things all covered throughout this. So please let us know if you're interested, and we will be bringing a lot more to bear over the next couple months as we work up to this. All right, team, that is going to be it for today. Thank you so much for joining us. Big thank you to Chris Case, Jake, Mike, and all of our partners for sharing and contributing this morning. Stoked to have you guys on. We will not see you next week, but we will see you tomorrow and Thursday for the gratitude gathering. So gratitude gatherings 5 to 7 tomorrow and Thursday, Pepper Pike and Rocky River respectively, and no sales meeting next week as we make our way to Turkey Day. All right. Have a great week, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.